is up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I am Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we are reincarnating a segment that has long been gone but not forgotten. What's in the Box, where we talk about this week's box office. And
we've missed you.
Yeah, and there's some freaking... There's... Blah, 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 blah.
They turned into me.
I know, right? There is some drama happening.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. 4K Spotlight. We have a new 4K coming out this week for a newer movie. And then for Through the Wall, we have a couple trailers that we're going to talk about. One trailer, one teaser for an upcoming TV show. And then for this week's headliner, we will be breaking down Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Yeah, buddy.
So without further ado, let's get into it.
Hell yeah.
Hello, my name is Brooker, and I want to talk to you about my fun horror podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Each week, I will talk about a different horror movie through one or two ways. Either a kill grade episode, where I come up with a cool rubric to grade the kills in each movie. I'll talk about the style, the method, and how impactful it was on me. At the end of the episode, I'll rank all the kills and tell you which ones are my favorite and which ones I thought sucked. I do also like to get a little academic with the movies and do more of what I call a horror review. I will talk about what was good, what was bad, what types of psychological fears the movie plays off of, and what I thought was the scariest part of the movie, while also throwing in some interpretation and wacky theories for the movie. You can find my podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out on Tuesdays. Also, if you're a YouTube fan, these episodes are made available 48 hours early on my YouTube channel at Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BruckerHorror, or email me at bruckerhorror@gmail.com to let me know your thoughts and interpretations, or if you have a movie request you'd like for me to do. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and I hope you get to enjoy the show.
Alrighty, first up, the reincarnation of What's in the Box. So, Rose, you have all of the hot gossip.
I have the floor. Hell yeah. You know, I like that you're putting this before 4K Spotlight. I like this change up. Yes, the box office is finally starting to take off again. We're getting some good gossip, some good not hot feed. I don't know what that... Damn, I'm already screwing up. I thought it was just going to be Caleb this episode.
You know that never happens.
I mean, yeah, true. But anyway, so Space Jam: A New Legacy opened up in theaters this weekend, and it actually overperformed. So Warner Brothers projected Space Jam to bring in about $20 million. Probably, I'm assuming one, because of the whole HBO Max thing with, for the next, I think they signed it for all year that, all, Warner Brothers movies are out for a month on HBO Max as well while they're in theaters. I feel honestly really bad that they signed it for a year, because it kind of sucks for them. It's kind of blown up in their face a little bit, just because you can tell that people are excited to go back to the movie theaters. Not everybody. People are still a little cautious, but I feel that these numbers do show that people are excited to get back in those movie theater seats.
I think it's a double-edged sword, because you got to think, like, some people aren't ready to get out, and some people didn't want to get out in the first place.
True. This is very true.
Yeah, it's kind of, they went to the movie theaters because they had to. And with me, certainly, there was a few instances where it was just like, okay, if I want to see this movie, I have to go see it in theaters. It wasn't one that I was like, no, it's not. It's not. It wasn't necessarily one that I was like excited to get out and go see on the big screen. Like that.
Okay.
I will admit that I do appreciate the convenience of being able to go and see a movie or be able to see a new movie at home.
Okay.
Versus going out, but there is an experience. And I think it's just the big screen experience, which me and you are trying to replace with VR currently. And I think I found a system, and it should be freaking bitching. And if anyone else wants to get in on this, we'll freaking have an All Bros movie night with like anyone who wants to join us.
Vic, we expect you to be at least at one of these. Come on, man.
Yes.
Oh man. All right, so
anyway, I think overall, like, the issue is they're not sharing the numbers from the streaming services.
So actually, okay, I actually want to get into that.
Okay.
So that's true. So HBO Max doesn't share, for some reason, their numbers of how many certain people streamed it, and I think that's the only reason that they do that is because it's worked in with the price that you're paying for HBO Max. You don't have to pay anything extra to stream these movies from the price that you pay for a subscription. Whereas with Disney Plus, and we'll get into this, when it comes to Premier Access, you do have to pay an extra $30 for certain movies. But so Space Jam: A New Legacy beat Black Widow for its second weekend. Really sucks. But yeah, so like I said, Warner Brothers was expecting it to come in about $20 million, which would have been lowballing, considering that this movie's budget was $150 million. Which, holy shit, did not expect that big of a budget for a Space Jam movie. But it exceeded expectations and came in at $31.7 million.
Shit.
Yeah. So, and LeBron James, I mean, I don't know how this guy is in real life. Don't know jack shit about basketball. I can literally name how many players I know from basketball on one hand. Dead serious.
Honestly, I don't even know if I could list that many.
Let's see. I got Shaq, Kobe, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. That's all I got.
Okay, that pretty much covers all the ones I know too.
All right, sweet. So we're on the same page here.
Like, dude, like, what's sad is I couldn't have done that off the top of my head.
Oh, really?
It's just like, oh, I've heard that name before.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but if you would have said, like, hey, list some athletes right now, I would have been able to do LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And that's probably it.
Fair enough. So LeBron James came out and I think he put it on like Twitter or something. He said he posted like a link to how much Space Jam brought in, and he's just like, he either said "suck it, haters," or no, he said "sup, haters." Like, you cocky son of a bitch. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's awesome that your movie brought in, like, it exceeded what it was supposed to, but it's still, the budget was $150 million, and so far it's brought in, I think, 50 something. It's brought in $53 million. So it's still got a little way. So LeBron, let's calm down. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what Space Jam: A New Legacy came out at the box office. Black Widow, unfortunately, fell to number 2, like we said, finishing at $26.3 million, which is, I believe, it is. Yeah, so it is one of the biggest drops ever for a Marvel title in its second weekend. It's like online with Ant-Man and the Wasp when it comes to their second weekend drop. And actually, from what this says, it is the worst so it is actually the worst drop that a Marvel movie since they've been bought by Disney has ever had. in its second weekend.
Okay. This is where I think the streaming service comes into play here. Because, like, you gotta think, with past Marvel movies, the only way to see it was to see it in theaters. That was the only way that you could go see it. So if people missed it first weekend, they had to go see it or second weekend or third, fourth, whatever. Like, they had to wait to go see it. With this, it's just like the people that were just super hyped, super excited to see this movie, opening weekend, they went to go see it. Like, the day it came out. The people that were just like, oh, I'm going to wait, or that just were too busy to get out the opening weekend, they're just like, well, screw it, I can just get it on Disney Plus.
Which I find, okay, so this is what I find interesting, is that when they announced the numbers for Black Widow last weekend, they actually did, for the first time, Disney's never done this, they announced how much Black Widow brought in from Disney Plus. And I think it was around $60 million. And then box office wise, it brought in about $80 million. So it had a decent opening. But like with this whole like huge second weekend drop, movie theaters are freaking furious. They are fighting Disney on how badly Black Widow dropped, because with Disney Plus, that whole premiere access, Disney gets every single damn dime. They don't have to share anything.
Yeah.
Whereas within theaters, they have to share it with, Cinemark, AMC, all this shit. Or not all this shit, all of these movie theater chains. So yeah, movie theaters are freaking furious that Black Widow is not making that much money now. It had one of the biggest second weekend drops. So it's going to be very interesting, to me at least, that after Jungle Cruise comes out, because that is actually the last in theaters and on premiere access movie that Disney is doing. After that, it is strictly in theaters. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully, because I'm very interested to see how Shang-Chi does, considering that one's just going to be in theaters. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see if that bumps up Marvel movies. I really wish that they did post how much Disney Black Widow did its second weekend for Disney Plus purchases, but I mean, I just don't know how much, because I feel like everyone that wanted to see it bought it that first weekend.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's like, that was a damn good opening for them. The only issue is you got to think, like, they're paying, or Disney's only getting the money for the equivalent of 2, maybe 3 tickets.
Yep.
Which is the $30. That's 2, maybe 3 tickets, and like, who knows? Like, and you can't apply for all the people that are just sharing their password, sharing their account information, and all of that shit.
Kind of shocked that Disney's not cracking down on that more with the whole premiere access.
Yeah, it's like, how can you?
And true. Well, I mean, you could have the how many people can be logged into your account at one time.
Right, but you can continue, like, I think that's a tough, like, a weird road to travel down, because it's like, okay, what if you have a bigger family?
Okay, true.
Because then it's like, oh, well, so all of my kids, like, if I decided to freaking have a litter of children, like, all my kids can't be logged on to Disney Plus.
Apparently.
Like,
sorry,
I think
Mary.
Netflix does that, and I think it hinders them in some way.
I hate Netflix so much for that shit. Freaking having to pay like extra $5 a month just to be able to watch it on 3 screens at the same time.
Yeah, freaking bullshit.
But
I don't know. I think that's where they're getting screwed. But along that same road, I don't understand. Like, Disney doesn't need the freaking movie theater money. Like,
Disney doesn't need money in general.
That's absolutely true. But it's like, I feel like there's better ways to make the money off of the movies again. Like, I think it's just in a weird transitional period, and there's got to be a renaissance of someone needs to come up with like a solid idea for people to make the money back.
I think it's both Paramount and Universal that is doing this. It might just be Paramount, but I think they're doing the way that they're handling the theater and streaming thing is like freaking perfect. Is that it's exclusively in theaters for, I think it's 45 days, and then you can buy it on PVOD. You can't rent it. You have to full on buy it for $20. Or if I don't know if Universal would probably use like Peacock, but with like Paramount Plus, A Quiet Place Part 2 just barely started streaming on there. And honestly, I don't know about you, it feels like it's been ages since A Quiet Place Part 2 released in theaters.
That is true.
So I think that's a great idea. It's able to make some decent money at the box office. And then people that, do want to actually see it at home, they don't have to freaking pay up. They don't have to pay up the ass to be able to watch it. I mean, I hope they're okay with waiting a little bit. I mean, a month isn't that bad, having to wait to see a movie.
Yeah. Well, I think it's harder to do with, like with A Quiet Place Part 2, it's a horror movie, and for me personally, it's hard to spoil a horror movie.
That's true.
So I think you can get away with that, and it's not a big blockbuster hit where you can have things spoiled for you, like with Black Widow or any other Marvel movie. All those movies, it's like, okay, those can get ruined for you.
Yeah. Like if someone said like a spoiler for Space Jam: A New Legacy, I could have given two shits.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. There's a transition happening here, and I'm not super thrilled either way.
No, I'm sorry, man. The Premier Access is going away.
I think that's a mistake.
I don't know. We'll see how Disney does after it. Be interesting, or how Disney movies perform at the box office after it.
Yeah, because it's movie theaters. Are they so when they're with the box office? Is that how much the studios are getting back?
No. The box office is how much it's just made at the movie theater. It doesn't account into who gets how much. That's just overall how many tickets were sold for that certain movie.
Okay, because you got to think with that fact going up, a majority of the ticket sales go to the studios.
That's true, and honestly, movie theater chains have been fighting Disney with that for years.
Yeah, but so like if Disney wanted to. Because, like, you got to think, Disney now has the power behind Disney, and it has the power behind Fox, or what Fox used to be. It has these two, like, mega studios behind it. If they were just like, yeah, we're not doing, we're not releasing in theaters anymore, what are theaters going to do? Nothing.
Honestly, I'm very shocked that, like, for how much Disney owns and how much money they make and just how rich the company is, I'm amazed they haven't like started their own theater chain.
I know, right? And then you could charge up the ass because you have the Disney brand on a theater.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fully admit I would probably pay if they asked me to pay like $20 to see an Avengers movie in their version of IMAX. I'm sure I would do it.
I probably would too. I'm just that big of a whore.
Yeah. Oh shit!
But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a weird transitional period, and I think the next couple of years are going to be very telling about the future of the movie theater industry. And I am personally on the team that thinks it's dying.
I'm sorry. I mean, like,
I don't want it to. I will say this. I don't want it to, but
okay.
I think it is.
I mean, I don't know. Like, from what I've seen, some people are, wanting to get back to the movies, but you do have a point that not everybody does. And like you said, over the next couple years, that really could just screw this all over. So it's going to be interesting.
Like, I think the people that want to go to theaters are the people that want the full theatrical experience, seeing it on the big screen. I think that's the thing. It's the big screen. People want to see it on the big screen.
Yep, that's definitely what it is.
But you also got to think about your audience. 'Cause with Disney movies, especially like with Luca, I know that one didn't go to. Well, did it go to theaters?
No, Luca, both, and this is why, like, Pixar is, like, pissed off at Disney. Yeah, both, like, Soul and Luca never got a theatrical release. Both were straight to Disney+.
That's bullshit. I don't agree with that. But you gotta, with Luca, you gotta think with Luca, if it did get a theatrical release, who's more likely to see that? Someone our age, like, imagine like someone like a normal 25-year-old.
I mean, hey, look at it this way: you'd get away with it way more if you took Iris than me.
I know,
I'm just
but think about like I'm thinking like normal people, not like me or you.
Okay,
like who's more likely to go see Luca on a weekend? Like a normal 25-year-old?
No.
Yeah, or like the people that are more likely that are going to go are people with young children.
Yeah.
Around the ages of 3 and up.
Yeah,
I'll say
that's a good range for Luca.
And I will say this, I do not have a 3-year-old yet. I do not know how she is going to behave when she's that age, but I'm pretty sure I am not going to want to take her to the movie theaters. So if there's a chance for me to be like, hey, I can stay at home, sit in my own freaking couch, cook my own freaking popcorn, and watch like some bullshit movie, like just plop her.
Did you just call Luca a bullshit movie?
I'm just
I'm just kidding.
I'm just talking like
I'm kidding.
As a parent. Like, I can sit her down in front of this movie that I could give 2 shits about. Like, if I was a normal parent. Like, I freaking adored Luca. If you have not listened to our breakdown yet, go check it out. But, yeah, it's like this movie. Like, if I was a normal parent, I could be like, here's a new movie, sit down and be distracted for a couple hours while I go do something meaningful with my life.
Damn.
Yeah, and then like with movie theaters, it's
Please
like, okay,
never be that kind of father.
I know I'm not going to.
Okay, good.
It's like you. If I were to take her to the theater, or if I had more than one child, it's wrestling, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to, getting all the concessions and everything while I have 2 or more children with me. It's a freaking nightmare.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I know nothing about, handling children, or at least at a movie theater.
It would be a nightmare. But that's why I love the in-home option. Because I'm more likely as a parent to rent a movie from home than I am to go see one in theaters with my children.
See, this is what kind of said, like, this is like 2 different perspectives, because you got Caleb, it's way more easy for him to just purchase, Black Widow with Premier Access at home. He's able to watch his daughter. Him and Brielle can just have a nice, movie night together. If Iris is already asleep. Whereas with me, me being, single as fuck. I'm sorry. I'll stop making that joke. I'm more likely to go experience Black Widow or even Space Jam: A New Legacy in theaters. I actually did see this one in theaters. Just because, I'm just like, what? It looks visual. It looks like a visual spectacle. I do want to see, like Caleb pointed out, it's for the big screen. There's certain movies you want to see on the big screen. I'm gonna go see it in theaters, even though I have it at my fingertips with either on Disney Plus or HBO Max. I'm still going to pay that extra money to experience on the big screen.
Yeah, this is exactly the reason why I am excited to test out this VR theatrical experience. Because the whole, like, what made the movie theater experience good for me was the big screen and seeing it with my buddy.
Yeah.
And that, like,
we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Not
and so
yet.
if in the VR experience, I can do that. I can see it on as big of a screen as I freaking want to in any situation that I want to. Like, I can see it in a theater. I can see it, like, if, like, they have virtual environments that you can do. Like, you can have one where it's, like, inside a house. You can have one inside a grand theater. You can have one in space. You can have one in the middle of the woods if you wanted to. But
okay, if we're talking space, we have to watch Star Wars. Like, come on.
Dude, no shit, right?
That's a no-brainer. Or Star Trek, whichever. But still.
Yeah, but with stuff like that, that's, for me, that's the movie-going experience. Seeing it on a massive screen with my friend. Or with my buddy.
I was going to say, I've been demoted to friend. Wow.
Whatever,
okay.
freaking semantics, man. And, like, that's the movie-going experience. So if I can replicate that in VR and still have, like, a freaking kick-ass experience, like, I'd rather do that.
That's fair.
So
like,
I'm excited to get this up off the ground. And if we can get this off the ground and get multiple people involved,
so dope.
Dude, that'd be freaking sick.
DJ Jason, we also expect you at one of these.
Oh my gosh, dude, that
everybody,
would be,
come on.
My brain would explode. Dude, could you imagine freaking watching Big Trouble in Little China in a grand movie theater with Jason just talking your ear off about all the crazy shit that they did? Oh my gosh, dude, that'd be
so
insane.
Awesome. That'd be so awesome.
Oh my gosh, this just makes me more excited and I want to do it even more. Like, I was doing so much research this week, it was not funny.
Really? Shit.
Yeah, like, anytime, like, even at work, on my breaks, I was Googling, like, hey, how good is this experience? And
yeah.
I was, like, running my tests whenever I was home. Like, I went all freaking out, and I am genuinely excited. Because if we can pull this off, and if it's a good experience, like, I could be done with theaters forever.
Yeah.
But like I said,
I
if this experience is good.
But, you know, like, can I get the best of both worlds? Can I do both?
I don't know. I feel like I could recreate everything virtually.
Will you even give me a luxury lounge?
Whatever the hell you want, man. I don't care.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
That's the good thing about it. Like, I could freaking set up a home movie theater experience. Like, have the surround sound in a freaking closet if I wanted to.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like, have my luxury lounger, just get like a freaking recliner, throw it in the closet, put my surround sound speakers in there, just turn it up a little bit, because it's like, it's all going to be compact, so I don't need it up that loud. Freaking, oh my gosh, I mean, that'd be insane. Anyway. But yeah, freaking get
before
everyone.
Caleb wets himself.
Yeah,
maybe we should move on.
Yeah. 4K spotlight. Rose.
Yeah. Gladly. So for this week's big release, we got A Quiet Place Part 2. I still haven't seen the first one, and I'm kicking myself because they had both. I mean, I don't know if A Quiet Place Part 2's Steelbook is sold out yet. They'll do it to where, like, it will say it's out of stock, but then on release week it will come back in stock. So Hopefully it does, but I missed out on the 4K Steelbook of the first one, and I'm kicking myself because I want both of them on 4K Steelbook. But hopefully they both come back into stock. But anyway, so like I pointed out already, it's getting a Steelbook, Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook. It's beautiful. You'll definitely see a picture on our on all of our social media. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then it's going to be getting a regular 4K release as well as a Blu-ray release. Yeah, I still feel bad that I haven't seen the first one. I hate that I missed out on the first one in theaters, and now I also hate that I missed out on this one in theaters. Bro,
if we could, this is what I'm saying. We can recreate the freaking experience.
Okay. I am absolutely down for that. But like the first time we watch it together, or like I would probably have to watch it separately the first time, just because I've heard like you have to watch it in complete silence. I mean, unless you're okay with watching it in complete silence the first time, and then we can talk over it the second time.
Honestly, like it's been long enough. I could probably do that.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool. Okay, so never mind. I don't have to watch it by myself. But yeah. Okay, cool. So this is moving along,
like,
guys.
Just think about that, dude. Think about that experience. You get to see it on whatever size screen you want to see it on. With
so
the
beautiful.
added knowledge that you are sitting next to me virtually.
Yeah.
Obviously, we are not going to be saying anything.
Yeah, true.
Like, we might, like, whatever, like, who knows? Like,
but at least we know if we say something, we're not going to get shushed for how quiet this movie is.
Yeah, like, not even that. It's like, like, I know, like, how you talk during movies, and you know how I talk during movies.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't get annoyed with the way that you talk, and I assume you don't get annoyed with the way that I talk. Like, it's always been quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, anytime that we've talked during a movie, it's always been freaking quick. Like,
it's literally just, dude, bro. That's really it.
Yeah. So it just be those little comments, but just like, it would just be that feeling of knowing that you can hear me, and I can like. They have like the avatars you can build, so it's like knowing that I can like look over and see you, quote unquote.
Dude, you're kind of like getting me sentimental over here. What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's just that's the experience that I'm looking for. Like I said, recreating it virtually. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be in person where I can like freaking slap you when shit hits the fan in a movie.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't miss that.
Yeah. Like, but it's everything else that I enjoy about it. Because it's like popcorn, drink, like whatever. I can get my own snacks and a drink. Like, I don't go to movie theaters for the snacks and the drink. I go to the movie theater to see it with my buddy and a big ass screen.
Yeah.
And so VR freaking covers that.
Dude, you're a freaking asshole. You actually got me like tearing up over here. You dick.
Dude, I'm going to just keep going off on this VR shit until we actually do it.
Oh, shit. I mean, considering you just got me like shedding a tear here, I mean, I think that just signals that I'm like 110% down for this.
Yeah. Like, I want to get this done within the next couple months.
Dude, I'm in. Whatever you need from me, just let me know.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back, Quiet Place Part 2.
So if you guys want to pick up A Quiet Place Part 2, I mean, I don't know if the Steelbook will be back in stock by Monday. If you wanted it right now, unfortunately it's out of stock, but might come back into stock. We'll see. But yeah, so like I said, that is coming to 4K this week.
Hell yeah. All right, next up, moving on to Through the Wall. We have two trailers that we are going to talk about. First one, I'll start off with the one that I think we have a little less to talk about, is the Chucky TV teaser.
Yes, yeah, good choice.
So yeah, so there's what was it, CBS?
No, so it's interesting. It's going to be on 2 networks, I think. It's going to be both on Sci-Fi and USA.
USA, that's right.
That's so weird though. It's going to be on 2 networks?
Well, I think USA and Sci-Fi share a lot of stuff.
Oh, they do? Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so
I don't know. I haven't had cable in a really long time.
I mean, I have it. I just don't watch it.
Yeah, freaking commercials suck, man.
They do. Dude, like, I'm a spoiled bastard with streaming.
Yeah, I know. It's like I think it's funny. Like, I almost get indignant whenever YouTube. Can I help you? Freaking rattling the door handle.
Wait, irises?
No, Brielle was.
Oh shit! Wait, I was okay for a second. I'm like, wait, how in the hell can Iris crawl out of her crib like that?
Dude, how trippy would that have been?
Dude, like, because I've seen that girl walk and run, so like, I wouldn't put it past her.
I know, I wouldn't put it past her either. God damn it! What was I saying?
Sorry. Shit. It was streaming and commercials.
Yeah. I think I get indignant when I'm watching a YouTube video and it's just like commercial after commercial or ad after ad after ad. And I was just like, bitch, like I grew up with cable. Like, you will not break me, YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you gave me that skip ad button, bitch. Like, that's all I need.
Dude, it sucks though when it's like a 30-second ad and there's no skip ad button.
That's the worst. That's the time where I'm like, God damn it! Like, you're getting close,
bitches.
Yeah. But anyway, Chucky TV teaser. Getting back into that, didn't show a whole lot. It just showed the Chucky doll and a child purchasing said doll and walking off with it.
Yeah.
And then someone's noticed that the butcher knife was missing.
Oh, gee, I wonder who took it. It was Michael Myers. He just this takes place in Haddonfield.
Yes.
That'd be such a. I mean, considering Universal now owns both of them, that would be a pretty bitchin' crossover. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But what do you think of how Chucky looks?
I was actually thinking about this. I'm actually very shocked. I actually think he looks better in this than he did at least in Cult of Chucky. Because, I don't know, the animatronics in that one were just like really like spotty for me. It was like good and then it looked like shit. And so I feel, I mean, this is a very quick teaser. It's only like 30 seconds?
If that.
Yeah. But I feel like, which is really shocking for a TV show, it seems like the animatronics are going to be a little better. Chucky does look better, I feel, than he did in Cult. So, I don't know. I mean, it's freaking Chucky. I'm, of course, 1,000 down. Even though what I'm interested is that because I want to say that Don Mancini said that Cult of Chucky is leading into this. So, but this trailer is giving me my doubts, considering at the end of Cult of Chucky, Chucky transferred his soul into Nika.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how this one goes.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. See if it upholds the Chucky continuity that we think it's going to.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be interesting, and I mean, I'm grateful that Brad Dourif's back to voice Chucky. I'm sorry, they have to retire this version of Chucky after he unfortunately passes away. I'm sorry, no one else can play this Chucky besides Brad Dourif.
I'll agree with that. Definitely this version. I think that they could continue Chucky moving forward with Mark Hamill, but they have to continue his version.
Yeah, they can't just put Mark Hamill's voice with this Chucky. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it would be a disservice to Brad Dourif. It just wouldn't work for me.
Right.
The
only thing I have complaining about how he looks is his hair. It looks super poofy.
It does, and it had this, it had the same problem I feel in Cult of Chucky.
Yes.
I can't. Did it have the same problem in Curse too?
Not. Okay. It was not nearly as bad in Curse, but It was very, very puffy. And it was really long too. Like in this, it was like especially long. It was almost down to his upper back.
Yeah,
and I feel like it needs to be shoulder, or at least mid neck.
Can't we just go back to the length it was in like Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3? You're going off the same continuity. It's not like you changed anything.
Yeah. So I hope I hope that's something that either gets fixed or I don't know. Hopefully, I don't notice it. But for this trailer, where it was focusing very heavily on how he looks, I think it was a little distracting.
No, it was. I mean, all I'm going to say is, if a kid decides to give Chucky a haircut, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that covers everything for the Chucky teaser. The next trailer that we got is for Jackass Forever.
I never thought, I was telling Caleb this, I never thought a Jackass trailer would have me tearing up in the first 10 seconds.
It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot to make you cry. It doesn't take a whole lot.
What do you mean?
Just like anything I've said today, you're just like, oh man, I'm tearing up, and like.
I'm a wuss. I'll fully admit it. I'm a very emotional guy. Okay. I don't know, like the whole, because like the opening, it's playing Johnny Cash's version. What the hell is the song? We'll Meet Again. And it's like showing like clips from like the past Jackass movies, and. Just because, like, honestly, I've been watching Jackass since I was probably like 7 or 8. So like I freaking grew up with these guys. So seeing them freaking back together again for one last time, at least I hope this is the freaking last time. They're pushing 50, so I don't need a fifth one where they're literally going to kill themselves. Just like made me
Although
like freaking
it does
cry
seem like
happy
they're
tears.
heading that direction.
It really does. But just the beginning and the whole trailer, I was just like freaking like tearing up with happy tears because it's just so good to see these guys again.
Yeah, I don't have quite the emotional connection to Jackass that you do, but I am fairly excited. And I think there's just a lot of things that they're doing in this one that seem like they could be fun.
I mean, but let's not try this at home, kids.
Yeah. So they had which one did you say it was from? The third Jackass?
Oh yeah, so the hand one. So in the third one, Johnny Knoxville set up this thing that it was like a hand slingshot in a way that he would be holding it and it was Wee Man that would be like, "Hey, can you come over here for a minute and help us out?" And Johnny would release the hand and it literally come around and just like knock them off their freaking feet.
Yeah. So they basically upgraded this and put it on like the side of a pool where they have two big ass hands and they're two guys on stationary bikes and you have to pedal, and the more you pedal, the further back the other guy's hand goes. And I think it gets past a certain point and then like we'll do an automatic release and knock the other person into the pool. That looks so much fun.
It does, but I love how the one guy points out, he's just like, you did not tell me it was going to hurt that bad or like knock the wind out of me that much.
I feel like you could do something that would hurt less, but still be like really fun.
No, I definitely agree with that. I mean, because you would think that, landing in a pool after getting hit would make it seem less worse, but apparently not when you're with the Jackass crew.
Yeah, apparently not. But that just that just makes me want to build something like that.
Well, apparently, guys, Caleb's coming up with his own Jackass.
Dude, I might. Me and my brothers love getting into like stupid shit, and that is just one of those things that is stupid enough for us to do.
Dude, honestly, I feel you and your brothers would have loved watching this stuff growing up.
I know, we totally would have, but
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that they did some gross shit too. Like, whoever flew a kite out of his ass. And I think that was the line with my mom.
Oh, I'm glad that was the line, because there was worse than that.
Yeah, I think that was the whole thing. It was just like the cussing for one, and just all the obscenities and crude humor was just a bit too much for my mom.
Like the one where, have you ever seen, I think it was in Jackass number 2, where they milked a horse?
Yes.
Yeah. That is still, I feel, one of the worst stunts they've done, and I always get so close to actually throwing up when Steve-O does drink it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's not very many, like, I will say this so I don't sound like a complete idiot. There are not very many Jackass stunts that seem like they would be fun, but there are a few, and that is one of them. Like, if I could just jerry-rig something where it's, like, not going to, like, hurt.
Like, I'm not
at
gonna
least
land
not
on
hurt
the
that
freaking
bad.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to land on the freaking pavement. At least I'm going to be landing in a pool.
Yeah, like more something where maybe you're connected to like a harness.
Yeah, there we go.
And then it just like yanks you back.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit more fun, but I'd freaking have a blast with that.
It's just unfortunate that, I saw that they're actually bringing in a lot of like new people. I guess like maybe they're like trying to like do a new like young age of Jackass. I don't know.
It seems like they're bringing in fans.
Yeah, which, you know what? I actually really appreciate that. I think that's a really cool idea.
That is a super cool idea, but the shit that they get those people to do.
It just sucks that like the whole like not all of them are in this movie, because Bam Margera, unfortunately, just going through some problems, couldn't get everything situated and fixed up for this one. And then Ryan Dunn, unfortunately, passed away in, I think, like 2011 or 12.
Oh,
So,
that's sad.
yeah. So it sucks that like not all of them are here for the fourth one, but nonetheless, I'm so excited to see these guys back together for a fourth one.
Yeah,
I'm fairly last
excited.
one. It's called Forever. That means that it's got to be the last one, right?
I don't know. I think this might be the last one with the original crew.
What would you... So with, this would actually, I feel, be a really good way to bring more subscribers into Paramount Plus. What if after this one, we bring all of these other new guys that are in this movie, like the fans, all these people that have come, and do like a new Jackass show with them on Paramount Plus?
Ooh. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah. I feel this, like, the fourth movie is a great swan song to the original Jackasses, but if you give these new guys a new Jackass show, you could be creating a new league of fans, which, anyone that gets to experience Jackass in their life, it's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that one bit.
Yes, hell yeah. So we'll see what they have in store for the what do I say? I want to say the longevity of Jackass, or the legacy of Jackass.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we didn't get too much to work with the Chucky TV series, I don't think we'll try and rate that. But Jackass Forever, 1 out of 10. What are you thinking?
Oh, dude, straight 10.
Straight 10. I'm at a 9.
Okay, no, that's fair. Is there anything like they could? I mean, I don't know. I doubt they'll do a second trailer. I mean, I don't know. But is there like anything that they could add to the second trailer that might push you to a 10?
I think the reason I'm not at a 10 is because I am not super familiar with the emotional aspects behind this.
I mean, I don't think there's really no emotional aspect. It's just like I said, I am only getting emotional just because I've like watched these guys since I was a little kid. So like
I think that nostalgia. I don't have the nostalgia.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Okay, so that's completely understandable.
Yeah, for me, like the first viewings of Jackass were like maybe a year or two ago.
Okay, I mean, I'm just glad that you've watched them.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of them, but
can you think off the top of your head which ones you've watched?
I think I've watched 2, 3, and 3D, or is 3 and 3D the same?
3 and 3D are the same. There is a 3.5.
Okay, then it might have been 3.5.
Okay, it's weird how they go. So yeah, it goes the first, the second, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and then the 2 Bad Grandpa movies.
Yeah, so I think those are the ones I've seen. Okay, I would need to go back and see, but yeah. So I think that's the reason I'm at a 9. No other reason other than nostalgia's holding me back.
That's fair. Honestly, I really do wish that you and your brothers would have been able to watch this as kids. Because like I said, I think you guys would have loved it.
I'm sure we would have too. I'm positive that we would have gotten a kick out of it. But I also think we were stupid enough to attempt some of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's probably for
considering
the best.
You guys had a trampoline in the back. I don't know if they actually did anything with a trampoline. They might have. I don't know. But I'm sure you guys would have tried it. Let's face it.
Probably.
I just hope you wouldn't try to sue MTV.
No, we wouldn't have. My mom's a little on the fence.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Well, I think that concludes all of our news items for this week. So let's say we move on to this week's headliner.
Let's do it.
All right. This week's headliner, we are going to be breaking down Space Jam: A New Legacy. Unfortunately, we did not ask a question of the week. We're still adjusting to the day that we record now.
So if we did, what question would you have thought of? Because I really couldn't think of one.
Mine was going to be to build your cartoon basketball team.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, so it's 5 players, right?
I think so. I think so.
All right. So just for shits and giggles, what would your team be?
You know what? Just because I kind of want to go off kind of like the Looney Tunes kind of thing, so I'm gonna go with some Hanna-Barbera characters. So I'm gonna go Yogi Bear, Boo Boo, Shaggy. You know what? Let's throw in Scooby-Doo. And Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have picked going off the same WB characters.
Okay.
Shit. What is? I forget his name. Magilla Gorilla.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Magilla Gorilla. Muttley.
Yes. That's a good choice. Very good choice.
I'll do Snagglepuss. I'll do Fred.
Okay. Hell yeah. Okay.
from Scooby-Doo. And I need one more. Oh, Lurch.
Lurch from? I forgot.
Lurch from the Addams Family.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because technically, cartoon character.
No, that is very true. Dude, he'd be getting dunks all day.
Dude, straight up.
That's a pretty solid team. I like it.
Yeah. Damn, we would have had, like, this would have been a great question.
Yeah, that would. Oh, damn it.
Okay, I say, for shits and giggles, we still post it. Like, I'll get it made up. We'll post it tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we'll post another one on Saturday for our next episode.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Anyway, also, Avatar.
I've still only watched the first episode.
At least you've watched one.
That's true, but still, like, you and frickin' Vic are like already like 5-6 episodes in.
Yeah, I'm 5 in. I don't know how far in he is.
I thought he was at the same.
Is that?
Or
Did
was
he
he,
say
like-
that? I wasn't sure.
He was
just
either. I can't remember. He was either. He said. I don't know. I actually don't even. No, he didn't actually say. He just said, "How am I farther along than you already?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't specifically say which episode he was on.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm 5 episodes in because we all just with all this harassing towards you, we're just like, freaking F it, like might as well watch it. But
Just so we can, like, give Rose more shit because we'll probably finish it before him.
yeah, you just need to get past the early hump.
Okay.
Because it's like I said, it comes early, but once you get over that hump, it's smooth sailing, and it's just like amazing work from then on.
Can you imagine what a twist it would be if I actually hated the whole show?
Dude, we're gonna have issues if you do.
He's gonna. So this is what would happen. It would just become the all bro show, and then over time, he'll be this is what would happen. It become the all bro show, and then Vic would move his way in, and then it turns back into the all bros.
No, that is not what would happen. I told you what would happen. I would have to separate our audio. I would have to upload, like, it would still be the All Bros, but there would be an hour where it's just my half of the dialogue, and then an hour of your half of the dialogue, so we are no longer connected.
Damn.
So you'd have to get so if you wanted to hear the conversation both ends, you'd have to get 2 different phones on 2 different headsets and hit play at the exact same time to hear the back and forth between us.
Imagine we have a competition which voice gets more downloads.
That would be hilarious.
Oh shit.
Oh. Anyway, so freaking get on it. You still owe me 9 episodes.
9?
Yeah, I told you.
I
You
was
had to
at like
watch
7.
No, I told you had to watch the first 10 episodes.
Oh,
So if you only finish the first one, you still owe me 9.
Okay, fine. Yes, sir.
Which by that point, you should be over the hump.
Fair enough.
All right. Getting into the breakdown. If you are new to our breakdown system, the way that we break down movies is we've split them into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. And then the 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. All of that magic gets added up, gives us an average, and that average gives us our letter grade. So, if you have not seen Space Jam: A New Legacy, it is on HBO Max for a little while longer.
It's on there till, I think, August 15th.
Okay. So, yeah, it's on there for a little while longer, so you have plenty of opportunity to go watch it if you're subscribed to HBO Max. Go check it out.
You can watch it in theaters with me.
Yeah, or you can go see it in theaters.
Yeah. So
either way,
there's
there's no wrong way to watch this.
Yes, no, there's no wrong way.
All right. Yeah, but Rose is about to spoil the entire freaking movie for us by reading the synopsis so we can rate the story. So without further ado, it is Reading with Rose time. With 2 E's.
Yes, sir. Yes. Let's hope I can actually get this 100% read right. I think I can do this. Okay. Here we go. Basketball champion LeBron James wishes for both of his sons, Darius and Dom, to follow in his footsteps, but Dom, a child prodigy in computer software, instead dreams of becoming a video game developer. LeBron's wife, Damn it, I already screwed it up. I feel names shouldn't count, but whatever. LeBron's wife, Camilla, advises him to respect Dom's wish while LeBron... Jeez Louise.
Nailing it, dude. Absolutely nailing it.
While LeBron starts showing an interest in Dom's arcade basketball game, Dom discovers a glitch after performing a specific move which causes his character to be deleted to his chagrin. I didn't even know that was a word.
I think it's chagrin.
Chagrin? Wow. Damn, I just barely finished a paragraph, and how many mistakes did I make?
Decent amount. I don't think you're quite at your record yet.
Okay, well, let's see if I can beat it. Let's go. Later, LeBron is invited with his family to Warner Brothers Studios, Burbank, to discuss a movie deal, but LeBron dismisses the idea while Dom shows an interest in the studio's software, particularly its state-of-the-art artificial intelligence, AI or AIG rhythm. Dom expresses an interest in a future with Warner Brothers, leading to a blow-up argument with his father when LeBron refuses to let him give up basketball. AIG, who has secretly become self-aware and desires more recognition from the world, lures the two to the basement server room and traps them in virtual reality. Taking Dom as his prisoner, he orders LeBron to assemble a basketball team made entirely from fictional characters owned by Warner Brothers to compete against his own team in a day's time, telling him that he will only be released if he wins, and sends him through the virtual space where he lands in Toon World. Meanwhile, AIG talks to Dom and begins to turn him against his father by playing on his resentments and helping him develop and upgrade himself and his game, which he secretly intends to use against LeBron. LeBron finds Toon World deserted save only for Bugs Bunny, who explains that AIG persuaded the rest of the Looney Tunes to leave their world and explore other realities. Using a spaceship belonging to Marvin Martian, LeBron and Bugs travel to different worlds based on Warner Brothers properties such as DC Comics, Mad Max, The Matrix, Harry Potter, Casablanca, and Game of Thrones to locate and recruit the rest of the Looney Tunes, such as Daffy Duck, Lola Bunny, and Porky Pig, into the Toon Squad. Over Bugs' objections, LeBron insists on coaching his new players on the fundamentals of basketball. The Toon Squad meet with AIG's team, the Goon Squad, comprised of upgraded avatars of several active professional basketball players with superpowers and led by Dom. To further the stakes, AIG livestreams the game and abducts countless viewers, including LeBron's family, into the virtual reality while summoning all the Warner Brothers characters to watch the game. AIG says that if the Toon Squad loses, the viewers will remain there for eternity and the Looney Tunes will be deleted permanently. The Goon Squad easily dominate the first half of the game, using their powers to score extra points. During the break, Sylvester attempts to recruit former Toon Squad member Michael Jordan, but accidentally locates Michael B. Jordan instead. LeBron realizes his mistake and allows Bugs to devise the strategy for the second half using their cartoon physics to catch up with the Goon Squad. During a respite, however, LeBron confronts Dom and tells him he no longer wants to stand in the way of his dream, earning his forgiveness and trust as Dom abandons the Goon Squad. AIG assumes control of the Goon Squad and uses his own abilities to make them seemingly unbeatable. Dom suddenly discovers the only way to win the game is to use the move he previously showed LeBron, even though whoever does so will be deleted. During the final seconds of the game, Bugs sacrifices himself by performing the move and enables Dom to help LeBron score the final point, winning the game and literally posterizing AIG, deleting him and the Goon Squad. The James family and the abducted citizens are returned to the real world, while in Toon World, Bugs bids farewell to his friends before he disappears. In the real world, LeBron comes to see his family in a different light and supports Dom's decision to become a video game designer. After dropping him off at E3 Game Design Camp, he is approached by Bugs, who actually survived due to the fact that as a fictional character, he can't really die. He asks LeBron to put him up for a little while until he can find a way back to Toon World. LeBron agrees, but Bugs goes on to ask if he can invite the rest of the Looney Tunes over as well.
Nice.
This freaking movie actually got me thinking that they did kill Bugs Bunny. The hell?
I did not think that they were just going to rewrite and be like, I can't really die. Like, duh. Like, I thought they were going to bring him back a little bit more smart than that, but
fair.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought that they were going to do something like, Is it AIG? I thought it was algae.
Oh yeah, it's algae. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, I thought that they were going to because I thought algae remade Dom's character. So I thought that that's just what he was going to do. Like, I thought he was going to be like, oh, I learned how to freaking recreate characters, so he was just going to rebuild Bugs.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I didn't think that they were just going to write in some bullshit way of bringing him back, where it's just like, oh, I'm suddenly back, like, I'm a cartoon, can't die. Just like, because that makes it feel like it has absolutely zero stakes.
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't. But I mean, like, honestly, imagine if they actually did straight up kill off Bugs Bunny and like any future Looney Tunes anything was just with Bugs Bunny.
Dude, talk about ballsy.
Yeah, that would be that might actually be the biggest ballsy thing Warner Brothers has ever done.
Easily. But yeah. Unfortunately, I think my favorite joke in this entire movie was the Michael Jordan joke.
I did not expect to actually like burst out laughing, but I did. That was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. So yeah, for those of you that don't know or haven't seen the original Space Jam was shot with Michael Jordan. And so they had this whole bit where Sylvester comes into the locker room and he's just like, guys, I found Michael Jordan. And so everyone's like freaking out and they're like, his airness? And then like in comes friggin' Michael B. Jordan. Easily the best joke. And I think that's a little sad.
It is. My question though is, so with that joke, and like I want to say that they actually said like, oh well, like it's been like 25 years or something about like that. Would you expect us to like actually remember what he looked like? So is that straight up saying that in this world the original did happen? They do remember that?
Apparently, that's what I gathered.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Because actually, if you saw during the game, it actually had the little monsters or aliens, whatever. From the original. So okay, yeah. The first one is canon in this universe, which what I do appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. But yeah, so we ended up giving the story a 71.5, which is in the fairly average range. Like, it's a lower average, I feel.
It is. I don't know. For me, it's hard. It's hard to like hate a story for. I mean, like, as you can see, like, the story's not great from the score, but it's hard to like really super bash on a Space Jam story because it's always just like really simple. A basketball star gets sucked into the Looney Tunes world, and now he has to play basketball to get himself out.
Yeah.
That's really how it always works. And it worked well in the first one, and for the most part, it worked well in this one.
Yeah, it was just fairly average overall. I think my issues with the story was that it felt very clunky.
That's fair.
Like, it was just odd because it starts off with, like, you know exactly where it's going the beginning. Like, so in the beginning, like, they show this flashback sequence where LeBron James is a little kid, and I was telling Brielle, I'm like, that, like, anytime they do a flashback, that date is getting later and later and later. Like, eventually they're going to do, like, a flashback where it's, like, 2003, and I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, dude, way to cut me deep, man.
I know, but this one was, what, 1995?
I think
Or
so.
1998, I think.
How old is LeBron James?
I have no idea. But it was just, like, really late, and I was just like, oh, geez. Like, oh, I think it was 98, because I was just like, geez, I was, like, 3. Yeah, but the point I was getting at, so it starts off with, like, a young LeBron James playing a video game, like, a few minutes before a basketball game, and they lose, and then his coach gives him hell and is just like, your mind wasn't in it, man. And I'm like, okay, first off, he's a kid, and he's like, you gotta put in the work. And so, like, he just inherits that, and so he tells his kids that when he thinks that they're goofing off, and he's just like they were doing practice drills, and his youngest Dom was just like messing around and did something, and he's like, hey, what the hell was that? And he's just like, you gotta do the work, man. Like, this isn't
When
like,
you're in these four corners, that it's just all basketball, nothing else.
yeah, it's just like, okay, you know exactly where this is going. Yeah. He's gonna loosen up and accept that you can have fun, which I don't even think that he fully did.
No, he so he's 36.
He's 36?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually thought he was older. Should I feel bad for that?
I wouldn't.
Okay. Thought it was like in his 40s.
But anyway, yeah, it was just like, I don't know, it was shit like that. So it was just like, it was very clunky because they were just like, oh, he's playing this game, and then Al G creates this program that includes LeBron James, and just
can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah,
because that was just freaking weird. Like, oh, you wouldn't even have to do anything. We'll just digitally just throw you in. I'm like, okay, so you say he won't have to do anything, but it's not like you can use all of his same audio for every single movie. He'd still have to record new audio.
Yeah. And what was his, like, so, it's freaking weird. It was so freaking weird because Algae is their AI system, creates this algorithm of, like, this ultimate program or money-making thing for Warner Brothers, and it all relies on freaking LeBron James joining in on it. Like, why LeBron James? Out of everyone in the world.
I mean, because he's king. He's King James.
I think that is so stupid. But, I mean, I don't understand sports all that well.
Yeah, I don't either.
But it was just like, why did it solely rely on him? Like, I feel like And so it was just like, okay, he doesn't want to do it. Like, anytime like a company comes up with something, they have backup plans.
It's it's true.
So it's just,
I mean, hell, like if LeBron didn't want to do it, I mean, they could have just gone to Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, he did freaking, what was it? What was that like superhero movie he did? Yeah,
and
Kazam.
Steel.
Yeah, and that's the word. Yeah, it's Steel. He's already done like very shitty movies. I think he would be up for this Warner Brothers deal.
Yeah. So I like, that was another thing. I didn't fully understand the freaking like what the algorithm was. What was he just going to remake those movies but throw in LeBron?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't want freaking like, let's say The Dark Knight remade with LeBron James. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight is a masterpiece. I don't want a basketball player in that. Nothing against, basketball players and nothing against LeBron James, but I'm sorry, he would not work in the Dark Knight universe.
Nope. It was just like it was an odd premise, and then LeBron James hurts the algae's feelings, and so he sucks him into the serververse, the WB serververse, and then wants to have like a big ass basketball game. And it's weird that he wanted to have a basketball game before his son, like before he went and talked to the son about like the game being developed.
Didn't he say he'd literally been stalking all of their phones though? Like everything that they were, just because, I mean, at the beginning it is showcased that he's been doing a bunch of research on LeBron James. He says like, oh, this is the guy I need to partner with. He is the king. So whatever needs to be done, I need to be able to work with him.
Right.
So,
but he talks to but he overhears his son Dom making or talking all computer.
mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, oh, this kid's smart. And so he sucks him in and then challenges LeBron to a basketball game. And then he talks to Dom about his game, realizing that it's a basketball game. Like, how did he know that his game was basketball based?
Lucky guess.
Yeah, so it's just kind of one of those things that if you think about it a little too hard, doesn't quite make sense. And yeah, there's just a lot about this movie that it just falls apart. Like, I mean, gathering the team, like with him and Bugs Bunny, like that interaction was great.
Yeah, I actually loved it when LeBron James was in Toon World. Like, for some reason, his voice acting was actually better than his like actual like in-person acting.
Dude, seriously,
weird.
Yeah, it was like so much better, and what was I gonna say?
I'm talking about like assembling the team.
Yeah, and so like after that interaction, it just felt like they went on so long with the interaction between Bugs and LeBron, and so when it actually went to gathering the team, it felt so quick paced and just out of place. So like they went to the DC world where Daffy Duck is pretending to be Batman with Porky Pig. Huh?
Remember, it was Superman.
Oh, that's right, Superman. That's right, Bugs Bunny was Batman.
Yeah.
So
or LeBron was Robin.
Yeah, and so Daffy Duck's pretending to be Superman with Porky Pig and all this other shit. And it was so quick. It's like we didn't even get like a real, like, not that you need an introduction to Daffy Duck, but you kind of needed an introduction to Daffy Duck.
I mean, yeah, I hope most people have at least seen one Looney Tunes cartoon. But yeah, for those that haven't seen like anything and they go to a Space Jam movie, they're just like, who the hell are these characters?
Yeah. So it's like that with like all the characters. Like, you didn't give them... I don't think you gave them their justice.
No, like, honestly, it sucks that, like, the Looney Tunes actually do get pushed to the side a lot in this movie.
Yeah, they do a lot. Like, and I think you could have had a lot more fun with shit. Like, Foghorn Leghorn was in the Game of Thrones world.
That was so great.
Yeah, that was hilarious, but you don't explore that very often. And then you have this really weird sequence with Granny and Speedy Gonzalez in the Matrix universe, which was actually pretty cool.
That was honestly, minus the whole Daffy and Porky in the DC universe, favorite was probably Wile E. Coyote being in Mad Max along with Roadrunner. That was fantastic. I loved all of that.
That was great. My personal favorite was the Tasmanian Devil with Rick and Morty.
Oh, yes.
That was a great little cameo. And he's like, "Hey, we're done with your baby spinning top thing." I freaking love Rick and Morty, so I'm really glad that we got to see a little cameo of them.
That was freaking awesome. What? Didn't they find Sam in what was it? Was it Casablanca? Wasn't that where they found him?
Sam?
Not Sam. Oh my gosh. What's the red mustache?
Oh, yeah, Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam, that's what it is. Didn't they find him in Casablanca?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the whole, like, freaking LeBron's just like, he's only, like, 3 feet tall. Yeah, but Bugs is like, yeah, but if he had the hat, he'd wind up at 4 feet.
Yeah, and then... and then Lola Bunny was on Themyscira.
That was cool. I really liked that a lot.
It was cool, but it was one of those... It was another sequence that felt like it went on too long in the wrong places.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I appreciated... I thought it was a really funny addition that Bugs and LeBron are, like, basically doing the obstacle course with her.
Yeah.
That was a funny addition.
Also, this is a complete and utter side note. The animation for Wonder Woman, I really dug.
Yeah, has that been, like, on any, like, cartoon or...
Nope.
Okay, they got to make that, like, her regular animated version, because, yeah, that looked freaking great.
Yeah, like, they had the actual, like, the animated adventures of Superman, or, like, the Justice League Superman in the DC, but they had, like, a completely new animated Wonder Woman, and it looked incredible.
Yeah, I dug the hell out of that.
Yeah, I want to know who voiced Wonder Woman, because Brielle thought it was Gal Gadot, but...
I don't think it was. I mean, I would have loved... If it was her, love that.
Let's see. Anyway, while I'm pulling that up, any other, like, I think we've explained this a decent amount. The story was just average.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much to it. It was it turned into a basketball game that we knew somehow LeBron was going to win, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much to say about it.
It was a simple story, and I feel that's really what you want in a Space Jam movie. So,
yeah. Oh, Rosario Dawson voiced Wonder Woman.
No shit.
Yeah, well, she's done the voice for Wonder Woman.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. Anyway, So, like we said, story sitting at a 71.5. Moving on over to writing. Writing is actually lower than story. It is sitting at a 67.5.
I mean, I don't know. Like, who do you feel had the weakest writing and the strongest writing?
Honestly, all of the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Other than Bugs.
I actually really liked all of Bugs' writing.
Yeah, like I liked Bugs. And Daffy, he had a lot of decent lines, but I think his writing also kind of fell down just because they were pushed to the side.
Yeah, it sucks so much.
And LeBron's, I don't know, I couldn't tell if it was the writing that was cheesy or his acting, so I kind of chalked it, like I kind of put it somewhere in the middle.
That's fair. I feel it's more of an acting thing, but I can definitely understand putting it right in the smack in the middle. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, like I did not like Don Cheadle's character. Like I love. Okay, no, I liked Don Cheadle in this movie. I did not like his character because his character felt like he had a ton of unnecessary lines.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Like it was just very heavy on exposition and just unnecessary details.
Yeah. No, you got a good point there.
Like when I don't know, like when Dom was upgrading himself and Algie was just kind of egging him on. I feel like he should have been he seemed like he was excited enough.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like he was excited to be in this world, to be doing everything that Algie wanted him to do with like the basketball game and everything. And so it felt so out of place that he was just like hesitant on doing things. He should have just been all in.
No, that's very true.
And so it's just like with this, it was just writing issue after writing issue after writing issue. Almost to the point of it being distracting, but
fair enough. How did you feel about Dom's writing?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either.
Yeah, I kind of wish that the writing between like him and LeBron James's I almost say character. He is LeBron James in this movie. I wish when it came to like their conflict between father and son, like I don't know, the lines were written a little stronger, because like just hearing the kid be like, "You just don't let me do me," it doesn't really come across as like super like, oh my gosh, you're being a shitty dad, why can't you just accept who I am?
I don't think it helped, and we'll get into this, I don't think it helped very much that he was out acting LeBron.
True. That is so true. I never thought I would say that.
It was rough,
Yeah.
But like I said, we will be getting into that.
Yes, we will.
But the writing, it had some really big flaws, I feel. Lots of unnecessary lines, lots and lots of exposition.
Yeah.
And just corny writing that I feel was so out of place.
My question, and I think I can work this in with writing, is, you know how Don Cheadle's character says, send him down to the rejects, and the sign says Toon World, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he lands in Looney Tunes World. Is that the only, like, because he really doesn't mention any other rejects in Toon World besides the Looney Tunes, so, like, are the like Hanna-Barbera characters down there too, or like how does the rejects area work for? Tunes? I'm very interested.
I have no idea. Because that is a really good point. Maybe there's like a different Hanna-Barbera area.
I'm not saying that Hanna-Barbera deserves to be down there, and the Looney Tunes especially don't deserve to be down there. So
yeah, how the hell did the Looney Tunes become the WB rejects?
Yeah,
It's like excuse you, Warner Brothers, you selfish pricks. Those are the only things keeping you in business.
Dude, for real though, have they had their misses? Yes, I'm looking at you, Looney Tunes, back in action, but they have had many hits.
Dude, how great would it have been to see? Oh shit, what's his name? Oh my gosh, his name is escaping me. The back in action dude, Brendan.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, that's it. Brendan Fraser. How the hell was I spacing on that name? How cool would it have been to see Brendan Fraser do a cameo?
That would be super dope. I'm not gonna lie. That would be awesome.
That would have been and he totally would have. Like, I feel like he would have.
I mean, he's been out of the acting scene for quite a long time. I feel so bad for Brendan Fraser. He's gone through so much shit.
He hasn't. Well, no, he plays Robot Man in.
But before Doom Patrol came out, I remember literally I think he stepped away from acting for years,
I don't think he stepped away. I think he was just kind of not getting any work.
He was kind of forced away.
Well, wasn't there a whole Me Too thing with him?
I think so.
And that's why I think he was trying to blow the whistle on someone and just kind of got blacklisted for the longest time until he came out with his story. And then he started getting some work again.
I can't remember, but I mean, I'm glad to see him back acting in Doom Patrol, and hopefully that gets some more gigs.
I feel like it already has. Let's see. He's been in some smaller stuff, but he's still been working.
Okay, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Done a couple TV series, a couple movies, and then Doom Patrol.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Awesome.
But yeah, getting back to writing is just... It was weak.
Yeah.
It was really, really rough. So sitting at a 67.5. Moving on over to acting. I kind of put the Looney Tunes in their own category. Grouped them together. I did LeBron in his. I did Al G.
Mm-hmm.
I was hesitant about throwing Dom in on his own. What did you think? Did you think he deserves his own category? Or his own section?
I didn't think so. I mean, the kid actually did do a decent job. But I don't know. I most focused my grade on LeBron James, Don Cheadle, and like you said, an own category for Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I threw Dom in with the extras.
Okay, that's fair.
Honestly, the only thing... So the acting is sitting at a 64, which is our lowest grade.
Damn.
Yeah. But that being said, I think Looney Tunes is the Looney Tunes are the only reason that it's that high.
It's very true. Because
and Don Cheadle, I'll give you Don Cheadle.
Yeah. Don Cheadle was actually, if he got better writing, he could have actually been a super good villain in this movie. He's all right with what he's given, and I have a hard time hating on Don Cheadle because he's such a great actor in anything he's in. But yeah, LeBron James, oh my God. He definitely needed to take some more acting classes.
It was rough. What saved him was his voice acting.
Yeah,
when he was animated.
Kudos to them for that. I did appreciate that because I actually I liked that it was different than it was in the original Space Jam, where when Michael Jordan came to Toon World, he was still human. I like that in this version, once you enter Toon World, you actually do become a cartoon. I loved that. I think that makes way more sense.
I absolutely agree. I think the only thing with that is that they were just limited with the technology at the time.
That's true.
So can't really blame them for that, but with the advances in technology that we've had, it definitely makes more sense for him to be animated.
It does raise a question, though. If LeBron James becomes animated once he enters Looney Tune World, shouldn't, when the Looney Tunes come to the real world, shouldn't they, actually be real? But I don't know if I really want to imagine real-life Bugs Bunny or real-life Daffy Duck.
So at the end of the movie, was Bugs animated still, or was he CG?
No, he was still hand-drawn animated.
That feels odd. I think he should have been CG.
That's true. Actually, yeah, that would have, and I mean, we'll get with that into effects, but yeah, I think if they would have made him like his CGI counterpart, that would have worked for me instead of trying to make them look live action. If when they come to the real world, they look CGI, that would have absolutely worked, I feel.
Yeah. So, I think, I don't know. So, we talked about this, we hit on this a little earlier. Do you seriously think that LeBron James was worse than Michael Jordan?
Anna, it might be a tie.
You think it's a tie?
I really need to watch the original Space Jam again because I think what really I mean LeBron James is good in this movie. I think what really solidifies is how I was just kind of with his acting was the ending when they come back to the actual real world and they're reunited as father and son in the real world. Just all the way he says his lines just feels so campy and cheesy to me. And then at the beginning, when he's talking to his son in the basketball court, he's just like, "Oh, come on, son! When you're in these four courts, you gotta, just think basketball. You gotta be serious. Yeah." And then when the wife calls for dinner, he's just like, "Oh, spaghetti, my favorite." Just.
I love the voice that you did.
Thank you.
But yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that.
It's weird that when he's in the serververse, his acting is a lot better, but when he's in the actual real world, it kind of just goes to garbage again.
Yeah, you are not wrong. The thing with Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, I think LeBron James had a little bit more to work with visualizing his characters instead of Michael Jordan being on a completely green screen. It felt like LeBron was making eye contact with people.
Oh,
and
yeah,
LeBron's just kind of you see him just looking off to the side. And the one thing, I think I pointed this out when we watched it, it's just, they zoom in so close on his face all the time. It's almost see, we really got him.
No, that's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah, with this, it felt a little bit better, but yeah, I think they try hitting the emotional marks too much, because I think that's where actors struggle. professional actors that struggle with hitting the emotional marks.
It's like, isn't this LeBron James' first movie, and you're gonna hit him with those kind of lines?
Yeah, and so he has to be like all emotional with not his family, and so it felt
So I guess
odd.
I can't be too mad at the guy.
Yeah, but we're grading this based on acting.
That's true. Well,
We can't be nice to him just because he's an athlete.
it's true.
It's like, were they ever nice to us?
I mean, I don't know jack shit about sports, so I don't know.
Yeah. So 64 is being generous, I feel.
It honestly is.
It would be way lower. I'd think it'd be in the low 50s, maybe even high 40s if it was just LeBron.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the fact that you're throwing in Don and the Looney Tunes, because I can't, like we said, we counted their voice acting, which they did really well. Yeah. And the extras, not all of them were awful, but I think
the kid that played Dom was actually decent. He wasn't bad.
He was, but I think what brought his performance down was LeBron. Because it felt like they were having two different conversations.
It did, no kidding.
Like one was real, one was acting. And so unfortunately for that kid, it does bring his performance down because because compared to LeBron, I think if he would have matched LeBron's level, it would have been a little bit better. But I think the fact that he was he was out acting LeBron, it made his performance stand out in a bad way.
No, that's a very good point.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So acting sitting at 64. Moving on over to character development. We are 1 point higher. We're sitting at a 65.
Kind of like what Caleb pointed out is that towards the beginning, you see LeBron and his son not getting along. LeBron doesn't understand his son's love of video games, doesn't want him to pursue it, just wants him to focus on basketball like he did as a little kid, yada, yada, yada. Gets sucked into the serververse. Well, actually, they have a fight. They get sucked into the serververse, and now they're both put on different basketball teams. But then, of course, at the end, they make up and they both join Dom comes to the Toon Squad, and everything's okay, and they beat Algie together. But it's just the conversation, the heart-to-heart that they have towards the end before he switches to the Toon Squad, it doesn't really feel like an earned father and son moment.
Yeah, because they were separated the entire freaking movie.
Yeah, and just, I don't know if I should blame the reason why the character development isn't great for LeBron James on his acting, or the way that his character is written, because he does come across as a jackass of a dad, or okay, maybe not a jackass of a dad, but just a dad that just doesn't understand that you need to be able to understand what your kids want and let them pursue their dreams and actually be in support of what they want to do, which I feel is like a classic Hollywood trope, but nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. Do you feel it's the acting or the way that the character is written that to where by the end it is not a super great character arc?
It's a combination of the two. I think what ruins it is the fact that they're separated the entire freaking movie, and then they suddenly have a coming to Jesus in the middle of the game.
I love how you say that.
Like,
but hey, you're not wrong.
This is personally what I would have done is written it where Algie maybe Okay, I still would have had LG pull both of them into the serververse. I would have had both of them pulled in just so he could rip LeBron a new ass and been like, listen, you're stuck. And then LeBron come up with the idea, hey, like, I'll challenge you to anything you want. Or like I'll challenge you to a basketball game if you let me out. And then then Algie agrees to that, lets him go and builds his team, but lets his son come with him. And then they go on that experience with the Looney Tunes together. And then like his whole thing was like the whole arc that they were making him have is that you can have fun sometimes. Like it's okay. It's like giving him this whole it's okay to have fun instead of the you got to do the work thing that he was just had a freaking hard on for. And I think had his son been a part of his adventure with the Looney Tunes, I think that would have helped him realize, okay, it's okay to have fun sometimes. And you still could have had like the whole struggle and then have it like bring in like this whole thing where Algie's just like, all right, we're going to be playing basketball. And then it's like, boom, it's actually Dom's game that he created. And then Dom has to explain to LeBron how to play and win. And he has to have fun and like do all these things that he doesn't really do, like style points. And like you still could have done all that if they would have been on the same team from the beginning. And I think that those moments would have been a little bit more earned.
I think I like this story better.
Yeah, it's not that hard to write a good story. But if you can't have two people have an arc together, like have an arc where they come together when they're separate the entire frickin' movie.
It's true. It's very true.
I mean, it could work sometimes if they're like if you did like a Freaky Friday situation where they're separate and it's like, oh, living inside each other's shoes, and like that's still ultimately bringing them together. With this, you're constantly opposing. And honestly, I thought that Dom was feeling resentment towards LeBron more during the game. Like I didn't think that he was he was just like, oh, my dad's learning to have fun. Like I get to go, like I can go join them. Like I did not get that vibe. Like I thought like, oh, anytime that he looked over at LeBron, like goofing off with the Looney Tunes, I was like, oh, he's pissed.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with that.
So yeah, I think they just wrote it really, really poorly.
Yeah.
Like you said, they tried to give them an arc that was not, or like a father-son arc that was just not deserved in any way.
No.
Anything else you want to say about character development?
No, I got nothing.
All right, moving on to effects, which was actually pretty good in this movie.
Shockingly.
Yeah, sitting at an 85.5.
Hell yeah. I was actually, honestly, my favorite part of this, I mean, the Looney Tunes and like regular animation looked great. But the part right before the game starts and like, Algie is like, you know what, let's give the Looney Tunes an upgrade. And the way that they transition them into like 3D, animation or CGI, whatever you want to say, it was actually very cool. Like all of them translated very well.
Absolutely.
I was very shocked.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the one that maybe had a tougher time transitioning was Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I feel like once they did transition into CGI, we barely saw Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, he was like freaking. Maybe Warner Brothers realized what we're thinking too, and they're just like, yeah, let's push him to the back.
Yeah, like you didn't get to see any of the Looney Tunes that much. Like they got pushed to the side hard when the basketball game came. But that not
like
being
for
what
the
we're
most
talking about,
part.
Daffy
That's
Duck
true.
freaking nailed it with his ooh, look expensive.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Freaking amazing joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone looked really good.
How did you I feel this is like the only animation I didn't like, and I think it's just because there was like a little too much going on in the background for me, was the audience for the game.
Yeah, the audience looked rough.
And you know what, kudos to them for wanting to bring in like every Warner Brothers character they could think of, because like literally they had Pennywise, they had Batman villains from like Batman Returns, they the Matrix, they had I think I saw Neo, I saw Mr. Was it Mr. Smith, whatever.
Yeah, they had Adam West, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, what sucks though is that of course these characters aren't played by any of the original people. So
they didn't even look. It looked like a freaking Comic-Con convention.
It did. So that takes me out of it. And like, maybe this is just me. So like that took me out of it. And like honestly, I would have preferred if they were just all like animated characters, because so you know how like they have the like Scooby-Doo van in the background for a couple of scenes. And,
yeah, for like a second.
Yeah, well, I feel it was like a couple of scenes, like, but for a second, and it's their designs from Scoob. But honestly, if you look at the background, like it's the exact same shot every single time. It's like Daphne and Velma, I think, cheering. And there's one time I caught Daphne like clapping and cheering, and I'm just like, "There's nothing going on, Daphne. Why are you clapping?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah, some of that like they did not work very hard on that. Dude, there was a lot. I was I rewound to pay attention to some of the characters in the back. Some of them were completely stationary.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Dude,
like, I'm pretty sure the
again.
Flintstones were. A lot of the Hanna-Barbera characters in the back were like completely stationary.
Shit, I got to see what Yogi and Boo were up to. How they were portrayed in the audience.
Yeah,
I'll have to watch it again on HBO Max. Just that part. That's all I care about.
Everyone else though, like I think they had the big ones like Godzilla. And Godzilla looked, or not Godzilla, King Kong. King Kong looked weird.
He did, although that joke was funny. What does Algie say? Like, like I got more muscle than King Kong or some shit like that. And like King Kong gives like a shocked look, and then like he does like some shit. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But no, I'll definitely agree. King Kong did look a little weird.
Yeah, it was just,
Seriously, where was Godzilla? Godzilla's owned by Warner Brothers too.
Yeah, I don't know where Godzilla was.
That was weird. It's like, okay, if you're gonna put King Kong in here, why wouldn't you have Godzilla too?
Yeah, but I think pointing that out, the basketball game was the thing that pulled me out of it. Like you could definitely tell that most of the budget went to the Looney Tunes,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. But don't show us all of the other animated characters. Like, just give us like an all human audience.
Yeah,
you don't need to give us the other Warner Brothers characters.
That would have made more sense.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have felt like such a Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, like considering how Algie wanted, as many people in the serververse as he could, it would have made more sense that he brings more people in that way.
Yeah, that whole thing was strictly for. It was like a fan service, or what they thought was a fan service.
Because they literally want people to go back and watch the scene as many times and see how many Warner Brothers characters they can point out. That's all they want them to do.
So, I think 85.5. I think everything looked good. There was definitely like some issues. I gave the most points to when LeBron was animated.
That I actually gave the most points when the Looney Tunes turned into CGI. For some reason, I loved how they looked, and the way that they transitioned to them, like turning into it, I thought was very like it was simple, but it worked so well.
Yeah.
So actually, that was why I got the bait. I mean, I
It's almost like
definitely agree with
Sonic
you.
the Hedgehog.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I just love like Don Cheadle's just like, oh, you know what? You guys are like so freaking old. You guys need an upgrade, and that's how we explain that the Looney Tunes become CGI for the last third of the movie, and it works.
Yeah. So I think it has a pretty decent home at 85.5.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Moving on over to music, we're sitting at a 6. I was disappointed.
What did I give this?
I think you gave this a 7.
Can I drop it to a 6 too? I know that won't help.
Well, it's okay. Now it's at a solid 6.
Okay, cool. You know what? That's just going to make me feel better. Because how in the hell do you not incorporate the original Space Jam theme song into a Space Jam movie?
Are you are you kidding me?
Like they had a new remix of Pump Up the Jam, which, you know, I loved. And there even is a remix of the Space Jam theme in the first trailer, where it's just like, welcome to the Space Jam or some shit like that. It sounds freaking cool. I would have loved if that was in this movie.
Yeah, what in the actual shit?
Like, whoever did the soundtrack, I want to smack the shit out of them for not real. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should put the Space Jam theme song into a Space Jam movie.
Dude, you know when I was expecting the Space Jam theme song to get kicked in when they were like setting up the arena and had all the audience members come in, and then they were doing that big like pan shot over like the whole audience in the basketball court. I thought that's when it was going to kick in. And then like I thought like they were going to do something funny with like Algie like being like, "Oh, this music needs an upgrade too." And then boom, and like the wah, wah, and then do remix version.
I mean,
that's what I was expecting, and then it was
I would have loved
freaking
that.
garbage.
I actually thought they were gonna follow the first one in suit and play it when you know how like they're doing that whole like what's the word, like montage of like LeBron James being signed and all that fun shit. Because they did the same thing with Michael Jordan in the original one. That's when they played the Space Jam theme. So I thought they were going to do the same thing in this one with LeBron's montage. But no, I don't even know what song they freaking played during that. But yeah, freaking ridiculous. Like, literally, the only things I take away from the soundtrack is the Pump Up the Jam remix was decent. I liked where it was put. You know, I enjoyed it. And then that there was no original Space Jam theme to be found. I would have been fine if it was a remix. I don't care. Just put it in there somewhere.
Yeah. Like, such bad decisions. Like, what the hell? That's what most people went to the yeah, the sound like so
it's a
I'm
jam,
not going to I won't dock for what the soundtrack could have been. I docked for what it was. And what it was basic as all hell.
Yeah, like honestly, the Pump Up the Jam is the only song that I remember.
Yeah. I'm actually going to look up the soundtrack and see what songs were in it. Yeah, there was Pump Up the Jam and no other songs that I know.
Yeah. That's some bullshit.
That is so stupid. Such a missed opportunity.
Yes.
You could have had a bitchin' theme song. Or a bitchin' score. Honestly, I would have jumped up to an 8 had they played the original or the Space Jam theme song.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Easily.
But no, it was sorely disappointing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. And just for those of you that think we made it this low because of what it didn't have, that is not true. Like I said, there was only one song that we knew, and even that, it was just kind of like, eh. The music didn't enhance anything.
No, it really did not.
So it's just, that's what music's supposed to do. It's supposed to enhance the experience that you're having. And this, it was background noise.
Straight up.
Yeah. So I think a 6 is more than fair.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, it might be too fair, or not too fair.
Nice.
It might be too generous. But moving on over to costumes, we ended up giving this one an 8.
They were pretty decent.
Yeah, super decent. Like, I really liked the Toon Squad uniform.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, like, looking at the Toon Squad's one and then how, like, basic the Goon Squad one is, but, I mean, it makes sense. It worked.
Yeah, I really liked how they had, like, the Looney Tunes, the circle, but it was, like, on half of the outfit, and then they had, like, Toon Squad on the chest. It looked super cool.
It did.
Freaking loved the design, and it worked well on everyone.
Yeah, which is really shocking.
Yeah, I think the only one that didn't wear it was Daffy.
Well, yeah, and that's because he was the manager, so it worked.
Yeah.
Or the supposed manager. Or no, not manager. I'm sorry, coach.
Yeah. So I think that worked really well. I think everyone else's costumes looked pretty good. The only costumes I had any issues with were the ones the characters in the background.
Yeah.
Like I said, felt very Comic-Con-y. And I think they could have played off of that. But whatever.
I mean, dude, even like freaking the Pennywise one looked Comic-Con-y, and
it
I
did.
Feel it's not that hard to nail Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. There are many websites that make like top tier movie quality Pennywise costumes.
Dude, it looked like the dude. Like it's like you could almost see the cap that they put on the guy.
Straight up, it was
like they didn't even try blending.
It was so bad. Oh, man.
Yeah, so those were the only ones that were rough. I think the only reason it didn't get docked down to a 7 was because the background characters were background characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, every costume that LeBron wore or the Looney Tunes looked really good.
It did. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that brings us to our personal grade. Rose, you want to take this one?
I would love to. So overall, I walked into this not expecting much, and I walked out being like, okay, you know what, that was all right. It wasn't great. It wasn't really that good. But I had a good time. The last third is a visual feast for the eyes, with how much they put on that damn screen in that basketball game. And for the most part, it does work, especially with the Looney Tunes being in CGI. Like we said, we're amazed of how well that worked. Overall, I had a decent time. LeBron James does need to work on his acting. So if they decide to make a Space Jam 3, and if they bring him back, hopefully his acting is slightly better. But I mean, if they do a Space Jam 3, let's face it, they'll probably just replace him with another big NBA star. It seems like that's the norm for these ones. But I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, overall, enjoyed it for what it was. I did have a decent time. So I'm gonna go a solid 70.
Oh, nice. I'm on the same page as you. I really enjoyed what this movie was, what they were. You could see that what they were going for. And honestly, I don't think that this movie, like Space Jam, I don't think needs to be basketball. I think
No,
they
it
could do
doesn't.
another sport.
Dude, I would love to see like freaking imagine like hockey Space Jam or some shit like that.
Yeah, that'd be
kinda
freaking
cool.
awesome.
That'd be super dope.
Yeah, like that'd be way cool, but I highly doubt we'll ever get that.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so it is what it is. It's okay.
That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's like we said, it's okay. But I had a decent time with it. I liked seeing the Looney Tunes and their antics. I wish we would have gotten to see a little bit more, which is another complaint that I had with the original.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
But I think I had some decent fun with it, and I think that a lot of the jokes landed pretty well. I think we've just been like ragging on this movie, but it's a decent watch. It's not like, I don't think anyone's going to be like, that was a complete and utter waste of time.
Like honestly, it's a shut your brain off and just shut your brain off. Have a good, enjoyable movie night with the family. Think you'll have a good time.
Yeah. I think the one thing that it's absolutely missing is the theme song. That is the biggest thing that this movie's missing.
Biggest killer. Ugh, I hate it.
Like, that's like one of those things that like I was expecting to do. Like, I was expecting to sit on the couch, watch this movie, and then like as soon as the basketball game started, just go, "Come on," and but nothing. And I'm like, where the hell is this
shit?
Like, where the hell's the theme song? So I think I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna give it a 74.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so averaging that out brings us to a 72 for our personal grade, which concludes this breakdown. So the final All Bros letter grade for Space Jam: A New Legacy is a C.
Okay. It's not a D, and that's what I was pushing for. I did not want this to land in the Ds.
Yeah, it is. Out of all the C movies that we've graded, this is at the very bottom.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Okay. In its defense, it is not that close to a C minus.
Okay.
So the cutoff for a C minus is 70%. It is sitting at a 73.18%.
Okay, so that is decently close.
Yeah, so that puts it. So yeah, it's number 12 of 12 of the C movies, and the C movies are all the C movies that we've graded. So that puts it below The Last Jedi.
I probably would put it above, personally.
Yeah, well, you freaking hated that movie.
I did hate that movie so much.
Yeah, so like I said, Space Jam's at 73.18. The Last Jedi is at 74.28. Then it is below Fantasy Island at 74.3.
Oh yeah, I would definitely I'm sorry, personally, I would definitely disagree with that. Space Jam: A New Legacy is better than that.
You think it's better than Fantasy Island?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That is bullshit.
I hated that movie.
Dude, I think our C movies are the ones that we disagree with on the most.
I think so too.
It's below Unfriended, which is at a 74.5.
I actually like that movie, so okay, I can deal with that.
Yeah, it's below Scoob, which is sitting at a 74.8.
Okay.
Below Surf's Up, which is at a 74.9.
Okay.
It's below Power Rangers at 75.18. 75.1.
Yeah, Power Rangers is definitely better.
Yeah, it's below Venom at 75.2.
I actually thought Venom was higher than that for us.
I thought it was too. I want to go back and look at that one when
I
we're
thought
done.
like Venom scored like a B from us.
I'll probably have to rewatch it because I feel like I'm
That's what I'm
holding that up
thinking,
too high. It's below The Rise of Skywalker, which is sitting at a 75.3. And it is below Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is sitting at a 75.33.
Okay. It has a decent home.
Yeah. So I did 10 this time above because I don't have any below. And I usually do like 5 above, 5 below.
I love how Space Jam is the lowest of the low when it comes to C-, or not C-, C's.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
And then like the other two, it's Addams Family and My Spy.
Okay, I mean, I definitely like Space Jam a lot more than My Spy.
Dude, what?
So, I'm sorry.
How can you disagree? No, whatever. It's freaking C-movie. I love how we agree mostly on like when it comes to like the A movies, we absolutely agree. B+, B minus movies, we agree generally. When it comes to something about the C movies,
I don't know. There's only one A movie that we do disagree on, from what I've seen.
which one's that?
The Unicorn Store.
Oh, you can go screw yourself.
I knew that was coming.
That movie is a treat.
For me, it's like a B or a C treat, but that's just me.
Them is fighting words. Anyway, before a fight breaks out on this podcast, yeah. So that concludes this breakdown. So, if you like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere you can listen to a podcast. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, or you can follow us on social media, where you can DM us if you have an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week when we actually post one, or if you want to join us for an episode. We would love to have anyone on. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/theallbros, Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @theallbros. You can also email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, which is our one-stop shop, tinyurl.com/theallbros. All links will be in the description. And while you're over on our website, be sure to check out our merch store, which is on TeePublic. Shit keeps getting removed. So
Bullshit.
Yeah. Go on there and buy something. More than likely, it's going to get removed, and it's technically a limited edition.
I never thought we'd say that about the All Bros store, but yeah, apparently it's becoming a thing. Dude, that's why I bought like the Solo one, because I think didn't Disney take down one of our other Star Wars ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like honestly, like I feel like it's like so close to Solo's that I'm like they have to take it down. There's no way they're not going to, and shockingly they didn't. But I mean, I'm glad I got a hoodie of the Solo one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. We're probably going to be making some changes to that. More than likely, just make it so I'll post the images.
yeah.
And then if you want a shirt, we'll make one for you.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then all you have to do is just pay to get it made.
Yeah, so there we go.
And then all it's going to cost you on our end is a picture of you in said item.
Yep, that's all we asked for.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so next week we will be attempting once again to break down The Forever Purge. I need to get off. I need to go see it in theaters, so I'm going to try and make that happen sooner rather than later.
Come on, man, make your country proud. Purge and purify. Your government thanks you for your participation.
Frickin' hell. So yeah. But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. God, that was the worst one ever.
That's very sultry.
Sultry?
Sultry.
Okay.